Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestle News 365. Hope everyone is doing well and staying safe with all the craziness going on in the world at the moment. Of course, it's Wednesday, so that means we can only talk about one thing. We're going to talk about some All Elite Wrestling, some AEW. AEW Dynamite is tonight at the time of recording. And today for AEW, we're going to talk a little bit more about Iron Mike Tyson. Yes, Iron Mike Tyson has been appearing infrequently the last couple of weeks with AEW, hasn't he? He was, of course, appeared at Double or Nothing this past weekend, presented the TNT Championship to the inaugural champion, the new champion, Cody Rhodes, after he defeated Lance Archer to win the TNT Championship. I think the whole, what does the TNT Championship look like, and the design of the championship and the belt, that is another video for another time. I won't get into that now. We'll talk specifically about Iron Mike Tyson. Of course, in the match, he appeared at ringside as well, holding the championship. He even got semi-involved. He chased off Jake the Snake Roberts when Jake Roberts was going to bring out a snake to use, I guess, in the match. Was he going to use the snake as a weapon? Maybe. I'm not sure what Peter would think of that, but okay. But he chased him off, scared off Jake Roberts, who slithered away into the backstage area of Mike Tyson. But it's also been announced that Iron Mike will be appearing on AEW Dynamite live this week from Daily's Place, live tonight at the time of recording. Now, just to give a bit of background about Mike Tyson's relationship with AEW and with the Khan family, he, by all accounts, is a huge fan of AEW. Yes, despite yawning at ringside at Double or Nothing. If you don't know what I'm talking about there, at Double or Nothing, like I said, he was at ringside, he was holding the TNT Championship, and what they were basically doing throughout the match, they were cutting back to Mike Tyson at ringside to get some reactions from Mike Tyson. And at one point, they just cut at the wrong time. They just cut to him at just the worst possible time because, but for some reason, I guess he was tired because he was yawning during the match. And as soon as I saw it, I went, oh, no, just the worst time. But by all accounts, we know, of course, he's a huge wrestling fan of Cold Stone, if you go back to the WWE appearance in 1998. But he's a huge fan of professional wrestling, and he's a huge fan, by all accounts, of AEW. He was at the Double or Nothing show last year in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand. He's apparently also really close friends with Tony Khan and the Khan family. So, again, it makes another reason why he was involved at the weekend and is still continuing to be involved. Obviously, he's in Florida due to being at Double or Nothing, so why not use him for tonight's show? It makes the most sense in the world. But a lot of people thought that his appearance at Double or Nothing would be, a one-time thing. But apparently not. Apparently not. Obviously, he's going to be appearing there tonight. Now, before I get into all of this, I mean, his appearance tonight could be his last appearance of AEW. He could be done there. But some people are speculating, could this be a regular thing of him appearing on AEW? Now, I doubt he's going to be with All Elite Wrestling week to week. He's too busy a man, and he's too important to probably make that kind of commitment to AEW, and that kind of monetary figure would certainly be high for him to be a week-to-week character on the show. But I could certainly see him making more appearances for AEW in the future. Now, if you've been paying attention to social media recently, you will see that Iron Mike Tyson is in absolutely phenomenal shape at the moment. Now, there have been rumors that he could be training for some kind of charity boxing match against Evander Holyfield to raise some money for the global situation we're in at the moment, and certainly get Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield a payday that they need. In terms of that fight, I mean, Tyson versus Holyfield 3 should never, ever, ever happen. Now, Mike Tyson, like I said, he's 53 years old, and he looks great at the age of 53. He's Mike Tyson, if you know his story over the last 10 or 15 years, he's been through a hell of a lot in terms of addiction, weight gain, very, very dark stuff. So to see him looking great at 53 years old is great to see. But Evander Holyfield, he's 57 years old, and he is, I mean, if you listen to him talk, he is punch drunk to all hell. So, I mean, I don't know where they would have this fight. Some people are speculating in the Middle East because they will pay for anything, apparently. I mean, just look at Goldberg versus The Undertaker. But whatever athletic commission would decide to clear Evander Holyfield to get punched in the face and the head several times by an in shape and fast Mike Tyson is an absolute moron. I mean, that match needs to happen just as much as Vince McMahon needs to start wrestling again. It doesn't need to happen. But I'm on a tangent here. I'm getting off topic. Anyway, Mike Tyson is in great shape. Iron Mike is in fantastic shape. So, of course, with him being in great shape and with him appearing for AEW the last couple of weeks and this week on Dynamite, some people are speculating that we could, in fact, see Mike Tyson compete inside of an All Elite Wrestling ring for a match of some sort. I use the word match loosely there, but a match of some sort in the future. Now, in my opinion, I think it's certainly possible. I do think it's certainly possible. Look, if you weigh everything up, Mike Tyson is in great shape. He's close friends with Tony Khan. We know Mike Tyson's history, like I said. He could probably do with the money. I mean, you think about how much Don King probably ripped him off and how much money he was making in the early 90s. And the way his career ended and the subsequent battles with addiction and his demons that he had, he could probably use the money. And then you have to factor in who could realistically afford to pay a Mike Tyson fee for him to compete in a wrestling ring. Well, Tony Khan and the Khan family would certainly be able to fit that bill. You know, someone with the... and probably that is the most important part of that. You know, who could afford to pay the Mike Tyson fee required? Okay, that would be someone with the financial clout of Tony Khan and the Khan family. They could easily afford to pay Mike Tyson the fee required, even in this current climate that we're in financially right now. So I think there's a chance. But then again, you know, it could just be a one and done thing. And the segment tonight on Dynamite is just a bit more to get AEW and to get Dynamite a bit of a news coverage, bit of a news bump, that sports center moment, whatever you want to call it. Even though, I don't know if you saw this, even though TMZ, they covered Mike Tyson's appearance at AEW Double or Nothing at the weekend. But throughout their article, and including in the headline, they referred to AEW as AWE Wrestling. Mike Tyson appears at an AWE wrestling event. And I just roll my eyes. I mean, come on. Really, it's not hard. If you're a sports reporter, if you're just a reporter in general, do your research. I mean, at this point, the name of the company is in the bottom or the top right left-hand corner of the screen, wherever it is. It's on the screen. It's on the turnbuckles. They're presenting the AEW TNT Championship. I mean, everything's there. So how can you get that name wrong? It's really not hard. And if you're in any doubt, do a Google search. I mean, it's 2 seconds. I mean, I genuinely, I was thinking this. It's probably harder to get the name wrong than it is to get it right in that situation. How on earth have they come up with AWE Wrestling? Now, some people say, oh, it's a typo, but I mean, go look at the article, okay? And I don't even know if they've gone back and changed it yet. That shows how much they really care about that news story. I mean, come on. Just ridiculous. So, if Mike Tyson does indeed have a match in AEW, or he does have a confrontation, a fight, a boxing match, who would it be against? Well, Chris Jericho has already teased on social media that it could be against him. I mean, they do have history. When Mike Tyson hosted Monday Night Raw in 2010, of course, Raw at the time, they were having their guest hosts. This was one of the things left over from the Donald Trump era of owning Monday Night Raw. They said, we're going to keep the guest host idea. We're going to turn Monday Night Raw into Saturday Night Live. So you had weekly guest hosts. Some were good, some weren't. Some we just really should never talk about again. But one of them was Mike Tyson. And during the show, they teased that he was going to team up with Chris Jericho and get his revenge against DX. There was obviously heat between him and Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 14. Mike Tyson had knocked out Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14. So in the main event, we had Mike Tyson teaming up with Chris Jericho to face off against Triple H and Shawn Michaels of D-Generation X in the main event of Monday Night Raw. But then the story would be, Mike Tyson was in the ring for a few seconds. He threw a few punches that didn't connect or anything like that. But in the conclusion of the match, we saw Mike Tyson turn on Chris Jericho. He sided once again with DX, reunited with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and then eventually they would get the Sports Center moment where Mike Tyson would eventually knock out Chris Jericho. So there's a story to be there, to be told there if they want to. I don't know if they necessarily will. They might refer to it. If you did have a Chris Jericho versus Mike Tyson match, they could certainly refer to it. I'm not sure how much they want to refer to WWE history on an AEW show, though. That to me doesn't make a lot of sense. And I mean, I know AEW isn't afraid to indirectly reference WWE and past WWE events, but that's quite a key critical point in time, and I don't think they would want to do that. Maybe they will. I don't know. Of course, if it's not Chris Jericho, you could have Mike Tyson face off against Lance Archer. Some people are saying Jake Roberts. No, Jake Roberts is a legend. He is a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best talkers and one of the best wrestlers of all time. But Jake Roberts needs to be in the ring just as much with Mike Tyson as Evander Holyfield does. Okay, Jake Roberts. I don't know how old is he now. 64, maybe 67, something like that. He's up there. Mike Tyson probably could legitimately kill him. Okay, so let's not even think that. I mean, Jake Roberts could certainly confront Mike Tyson tonight on Dynamite. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But do you really want to see Mike Tyson punch a old man in his 60s on TNT? Maybe you do. Maybe you do. To be honest, I'm saying it out loud. I'm morbidly curious. But Lance Archer, of course, could be involved there. It'd be a nice way to get Lance Archer over. Lance Archer get some exposure. I know Lance Archer was under contract with WWE for a while, appeared there as Vance Archer, whatever you want to call it. But it will certainly give some exposure for someone that hasn't, been properly mainstream with WWE before. Maybe Lance Archer against Mike Tyson would be fun, or Mike Tyson knocks out Lance Archer. That could be fun. I don't think I would do that, though, because, look, they've been booking Lance Archer as this maniac monster, the murder hawk monster, they've been calling him. I don't think him getting knocked out by Mike Tyson, who would then go and disappear from AEW television, would do a lot for him coming off of the loss to Cody this past weekend at Double or Nothing. That, to me, just wouldn't sit right with me. I don't think that's in the best interest of his character. We know that the Inner Circle tonight are going to be doing a pep rally. I believe they're advertising it as. I mean, maybe the pep rally comes at the same time as Mike Tyson appear on Dynamite. So I would have maybe Chris Jericho in there. But if Mike Tyson isn't going to be there long term, if this is just his last appearance before he disappears, he's just in Florida, so they thought, hey, let's use him on television once more, then I would have, Peter Avalon, someone else like that come out, because getting knocked out by Mike Tyson obviously there's no shame in it, but it doesn't do a lot for someone you're trying to build up. So I would, if it's going to be no one, and if it's just going to be just a segment, a one and done segment, then, let's get someone lower down on the card. But if you're going to do something more, which, like I said, Tony Khan can afford to do, Mike Tyson looks in great shape, he could do with the money, then yeah, why not have a Lance Archer come in? Why not have a Chris Jericho? Mike Tyson versus Chris Jericho in a boxing match is just the type of craziness that I think Chris Jericho would agree to, because it's crazy and people don't think it could work. And Chris Jericho is all about proving people wrong. I mean, look at what he's done since he jumped to AEW. He's reinvented himself for the millionth time. He's one of the hottest acts going in the company and in professional wrestling in general. I mean, he wrestled this past weekend in an empty stadium in football gear. So a boxing match with Mike Tyson, hell yeah. I think it would be great. And like I said, I certainly think it's a possibility we could see Mike Tyson perform in an AEW ring. Whether it's a wrestling match, a boxer versus wrestler, whether it's a boxing match, whether it's a bare knuckle brawl, whatever they want to call it, I certainly think it's a possibility. I don't think this relationship between AEW and Iron Mike Tyson is done. I certainly think we could see Iron Mike make more appearances for AEW in the future. Without a doubt, he's friends with the Khan family. They can afford to pay him. I think TNT would love to have Mike Tyson on their TV and on the AEW roster. So I think it's a win-win for everyone involved. It gets Mike Tyson's name out there even more. And look, it gives him a little bit of a career renaissance when it comes to combat sports, even though, talk about wrestling being the sport, whatever, I don't think it's done. I think there's more to this here, and look, we'll find out soon. We'll find out tonight if it's a one and done thing. I hope it isn't. But what do you think? Do you think the relationship between AEW and Iron Mike Tyson is a one and done thing, or do you think he'll make future AEW appearances? Would you like to see Mike Tyson compete in an AEW ring? If so, who would you like to see him face off against? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Wrestle News 365. You can do that by clicking the bottom right hand corner of the screen right now. If you wait a few more seconds, there'll be another subscribe button for you to click and another video for you to watch. Or of course you can go to our channel, subscribe there and look at all the videos we've published on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms. We're on Twitter at 365Wrestle and Facebook and Instagram at Wrestle News 365. If it's on social media, we are on it. Thank you very much for watching, listening, streaming, or however you've come across this video today, and I'm sure I'll speak with you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.